bunch of energy in the impact zone, brother, simply because last week my world came together and almost self-imploded in this building. As the general manager, there's no doubt, Jack, that I run the show around here, but I'm also a father, number one. And last week, when I was in the middle of this ring, you could say the general manager and the father, it collided right in this very ring. And everybody knows you'd have to be on another planet not to figure out that something's going on around here. And I want to know the truth, and I want to know it right now. So, Bully, you need to fess up and look me in the eye and tell me what's going on, brother. You need to lay it out straight, and you need to lay it out correct the first time. What is going on, Bully?
What's going on? You don't trust me, but you want to know what's going on. Am I hearing you right, Hulk? You haven't trusted me from day one. You didn't trust me when I stood by Sting's side. You didn't trust me every single week when I've earned it and you know it. Now you want answers.
Cut the crap, Bully. What's going on between you and my daughter, Brooke?
What's going on between me and Brooke? Are you sure you want to know answers? Is that what you want? You want answers? Hulk, do you really want answers as to who the number one man is in your daughter's life?
Brooke, what in the hell is going on with you and Bully?
Dad, I'm not 18 anymore. Why are you doing this?
I don't care if you're 18 or not. I want the truth out of you. What's going on with you and him?
It's not.
What do you mean it's not what I think? Let me tell you something, Brooke. As long as I'm on the face of this earth, I never want to see you with another wrestler, especially him.
Now, would you look at this? Oh, this is just sad. The Hogan family. Yeah, all of you, look at you. Airing out your dirty laundry, your personal affairs in front of the world. Hey, Hulk, while you're wasting all your time in there, you got professional wrestlers back here wondering when the general manager is going to come manage his professional wrestling company.
That's right. He's got the best that this company has to offer, and I've got better things to do than to be messing with you.
Hey,
where is he?
Hey, mess with me. He's right there.
Where is he?
He's right in the middle of the ring, worrying about his daughter and her relationships instead of worrying about you. And it's Championship Thursday. Someone should get a title match. Hulk, I'm laying down right here on your desk, and I'm not moving until you get back here and take care of business. Oh, man, this seems uncomfortable. Man, I don't know how anybody can lay on this thing. Brooke, how do you do it?
Maybe it's more comfortable on your stomach.
No, that doesn't work either.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your host, Fearon.
Sit down, shut up, and listen up.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon here with you. Trying to reestablish some normalcy after what's been a hectic couple of weeks. I mean, between the high school football and the passing of Bill Melody. But we've established a little bit of solidification in the form of a producer. And I guess the best way to introduce him, I know he was on with us last week, but I've been told it's now going to be on a pretty close to permanent basis, our new producer here. As Dusty Rhodes said back in WCW days, back in the 90s, he always referred to WCW as the mothership. We got one better. We got the Starship. Starship, Matt Sarshik. Matt, welcome. Yeah, get on the mic. Why not? It's an interactive show. It shouldn't be just me rambling and playing clips and crap like that.
Well, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be listening to you for 45 minutes on these Saturdays. And
all right, quit lying. Sucking up to me is not going to do you any good.
It's good. It's good to get to know a different sport that I don't know much about for now, but every week I'm learning a little bit more. And
Yeah, we were talking over the break, and I was explaining, all right, the two major organizations on TV are WWE and TNA. He's like, oh, TNA, that's the one that Adam Pac-Man Jones signed with a couple of years ago, and I had to fight from putting my head and my hand under my forehead. No, it's true, but I mean, it's like, that's the first place that you go with that?
Well, it's an NFL fan's response.
It's an NFL fan's response. All right, I'll give you that, But no, we're slowly but surely going to bring Matt along and bring him the knowledge and kind of get him at least knowing some of the major names, major players, and he's a little more receptive, I guess, than No, I mean, Bill was receptive, but he also knew kind of the obvious. That he would always say that they need new writers. That was his that was his bit. Yeah, but I mean that. A different perspective, keeping Bill alive in our hearts here, but also welcoming the Starship along. So when you call up on the lines, if you don't get me because I'm already rambling on the air, if if you don't get me a little bit before the show starts, you'll be talking to the Starship here, and he'll take care of you. He'll take care of the dials and the phones and all that fun stuff. And speaking of which, we've already got a couple hanging on, so let's go ahead and get to them. Starting off with Dan from Chicago. Dan, what's going on?
What's up, Rod? How you doing?
Not too bad. Little sleep deprived, and I think it kind of shows. But soldiering through as I always do.
Yeah, I've been there. I've had a heck of a week at work, but luckily we're busy at our place, so luckily that's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it beats the alternative.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, what's on your mind that doesn't have to do with work?
Right. Well,
other than watching 3 hours of Raw, that's a chore.
I want to switch gears for 1 second. Some tragic news just happened in the NFL. I don't know if you guys heard, but it was almost like a Benoit type situation where.
Oh, is that the thing at Kansas City?
Yeah, okay. I didn't know if you guys heard that already.
Yeah, I was listening as I was doing my last-minute prep for the show here. It did broadcast over the IRN USA news feed that we have.
All right, good. All right. I mean, not good, but okay. Heard about
yeah, no, it's we did hear about it, and I'm sure that more is going to come across it. And unfortunately, you're right. There's probably going to be a lot of comparisons to the Chris Benoit thing from a little over 5 years ago. So. Yep.
But let's talk what, if you want to call it, professional wrestling and the two shows that we have to endure. What in the world is Impact thinking by redoing another scandal? It's stupid.
In this case, yeah, they went from the Claire Lynch thing, which. I know it pains me to even mention her name at this point. Claire Lynch hasn't exactly hit the levels of Katie Vick as far as
wow.
Just names that just turn your stomach to mention, but she's quickly getting there. Now they're going with a Brooke Hogan Bully Ray thing. The only intrigue that I have of it is how Bully Ray is going to handle it before it becomes the train wreck that I'd say about 99.9% of us think it's going to become.
How old is Bully Ray?
Oh, gosh. Bully Ray's got to be in his early 40s at this point.
Isn't that a little... Okay, the best thing they could have done with this is it could have been AJ Styles.
Well, AJ's no spring chicken either. Well, I mean, I know, he looks younger, but, I mean, he's
right.
Yeah.
Because now he's going through his problems again with being focused and everything. Why couldn't they go that route again? That would have been more intriguing. Not a 40-year-old piece of, never mind, but it's just weird.
Yeah, I mean, Styles is 35, so it's
a little bit better.
A little bit better. I mean, I guess maybe because he still looks like he's in his 20s. That's probably what's
right.
What helps it a little bit. But I think it's not far enough removed from everything with that whole Claire Lynch nonsense that they don't want to further tarnish Styles' character by getting him involved in that dreck. And
it all reminds me of Vince McMahon, Triple H, and Stephanie.
A little bit on kind of a minor league scale, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Well, what's the status on Sting?
As far as what? I haven't heard. I know. I've little rumblings and bits and pieces have been thrown out there because people do this every year. Sting and Undertaker, WrestleMania, Sting Hall of Fame. I'll believe it when I see it.
Right. Exactly.
Don't get excited, people. Don't get all bent out of shape over it. All right, Sting's been off camera for a little bit. I mean, dude's in his 50s. He's not going to be in the ring on a weekly basis anymore. He's chilling and enjoying life. You know, he's probably doing some ministry speakings or speeches and things. I know he does a lot of that. You know, speaking engagements. You know, he's probably got a lot of that going on. Maybe he's teaming up with Luger on some of those things because I know they're best friends and they've done a lot of that stuff up and down the road together. So he's just loving life right now. You know, doing his thing as a 53-year-old, guy who's been in the ring for a quarter of a century. And he's enjoying some time off. Let him.
Are you almost done with this Ace of Eight storyline? It's almost getting to the point where we need to know what's going on. You know what I mean?
I hate to say it, but I've kind of turned... I shouldn't say I've turned the page on it, but... hanging by my TV set waiting for the next thing to happen. I don't know. Now that we've gotten, the DOC out of there, it's kind of like, all right, it's like the focus on that has stalled so we can get the Brooke Hogan. I don't know. Everything seems kind of one-dimensional. Putting all the eggs in one particular basket. We saw this, 8 weeks ago with Daniel Bryan and Kane, and it seemed like all the WWE writers were putting their focus was on them and kind of putting CM Punk, even John Cena on the back burner, which I know those are words I never thought I'd say. Cena on the back burner.
I actually like what they're doing with Cena because now he's mid-card.
Yeah, well, he's using his star power. I would say he's using his star power to elevate people, but that would require losing at some point. And two guys who definitely need to be elevated. Cena beat both of them. Cena and Ziggler on Raw this past Monday. Cena had a perfect excuse with a knee injury, and he still beats Ziggler clean. No disqualification, no chicanery, nothing like that. No interference, anything like that. And then he goes and beats Alberto Del Rio on SmackDown last night. And main event. It was a heck of a match, but Cena beating Damian Sandow on main event. So 3 matches for Cena and three lengthy matches. I mean, combined it was maybe about 50 some odd minutes in the ring between those 3 matches. About 45, I'd say 46 minutes, just trying to add the 3 of them together. But still, they all resulted in Cena wins. I mean, where's elevating Dolph Ziggler? Where's recreating Alberto Del Rio as a violent force as opposed to the chicken bleep heel that he's been for a while with Ricardo Rodriguez? Where's bringing Damian Sandow up since his tag ventures with Cody Rhodes are on the shelf while Cody's mending from that trapezius and separated shoulder?
I have a bad feeling that Ziggler is going to put his money in the bank on the line at TLC. I haven't read anything. This is just my thinking because he's using the briefcase.
You think he's going to go against Cena in a ladder match for the briefcase?
Yep, I have this feeling, and I have a feeling I don't want to go a certain tangent like somebody else used to do. But I was talking to my buddy about this, that what if The Rock wins the WWE title at the Royal Rumble, Cena's going to win the world title at some point, and we get an undisputed match at WrestleMania, Rock versus Cena.
Whoa, slow down. That's a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of what ifs there, and I can't see Vince or Triple H going in that direction.
Okay.
I mean, only because, what do they gain from reducing the number of titles at this point? I mean, other than the fact that the titles are practically meaningless.
Right.
At least they seem that way.
Well, my thinking was go back to making that WWE title match mean something at WrestleMania. But then my buddy was mentioning, well, then what do you do with the Royal Rumble winner? I'm like, okay, yeah, good point with that. I forgot about the Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah, that's, I mean, what do they get? I mean, it's not like you can give them a title shot at Elimination Chamber in February because, you got 6 guys in that match, which already kind of makes it seem like a moot point.
Right, that's what hurts the Royal Rumble in some way, too.
Is having that pay-per-view in between.
Yeah, I mean, because you get the winner of one of the chamber matches, you get a title shot. So what's the point of the Royal Rumble?
Well, that's because they initially came up with the concept when there were only, 5 pay-per-views in a year. Anyway, yeah, I got to run. Thanks so much for the call, Dan. I appreciate it as always. We're going to take care of our second and final timeout here, and we'll get to Steve on the other side very briefly, and then we'll get you to the high school football action. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.